What is going on, everyone? I'm Matt.scoletti, and welcome back to the Living the Dream podcast. I have a good one. I got a great one for you today, and we're going to dive a little deep. I'm going to tell you a story that was difficult for me to handle, and I hope it helps you out and hits home. And I know I'm giving you my misery, and hopefully it'll help you out. But that's what this is all about. If I make mistakes, I want to share them with you, so hopefully you can learn from them and not make similar ones that I made. Here's the story. A few weeks ago, I was scheduled to interview a big name. You would definitely recognize his name. I'm not allowed to say it. I'm hoping to still have him on at a future podcast episode. He's huge in the personal growth and entrepreneur world. I wish I could say who it was, but I can't. Here's how it goes. I talked to his secretary for months and months. And he had to cancel one time because of an emergency. So we couldn't do it. This is about a month ago. And now recently we got it rescheduled. I'm excited. I'm amped up. I probably prepped for 3 hours getting ready to interview this guy because I wanted to bring it. I wanted to make sure it was a great episode and the questions were good and we got some great knowledge out of them and everyone learned something and you learned something. And I wanted to make it a great experience for him as well. Here's what happened. 3 minutes. So I log in to Zoom and I'm getting ready for him to log in as well. The interview was set for 4:30. So at 4:27, I've been logged in for a couple minutes already. Like I'm ready to go. My video's on and I start having computer problems at right around that time, 4:27. My video will shut off oddly, randomly on Zoom. And I need to get that figured out. I don't know if it's my computer or Zoom screwing it up. I think it's my computer, but either way, video shuts off. And I know when this has happened in the past, I have to reboot the computer. And as soon as I reboot, it's normally A-okay. And the reboot normally takes a minute, 2 minutes max. So camera shuts off and I go, oh my God, holy crap. I can't believe this is happening right now. So I hit restart. I get an email. I'm checking my email. I'm like, I wonder if he's hopping on, whatever. And I get one of those emails from Zoom saying, this guy has logged into the meeting at 4:29. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, he's logged in. This is a huge name. Millions of people follow this guy. And I am logging back in to my computer. And he probably thinks I'm not ready. He probably thinks that, what is this guy doing? Like we set this up for months. He's not even on. It doesn't even matter what he thinks because I'm fumbling around trying to figure this thing out. I email his secretary and I'm like, I am so sorry. Like I'm logging back in. I'll be logged in a couple minutes. For whatever reason, as I'm rebooting my computer, it's taking a lot longer than normal. Again, it's normally 2 minutes. Boom, I'm logged back in. 2 minutes goes by. 4 minutes goes by. 6 minutes goes by. Now it's 4:35 and it was supposed to start at 4:30. I'm thinking there's no way he's hanging on much longer than this. At 4:40, I get logged in and I get an email from him saying, Matt, like, I don't know what happened, but I had to log off. I just set up another call. I log in at like 4:41 and just miss him by 45 seconds. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. I kid you not. It was like a punch to the mouth and I'm in bad shape. I'm telling my wife, like, I can't believe it. I had this prepared and then something goes wrong. And I was just down. From 4:41 to 5 o'clock. So I know it's only 19 minutes, but I mean, I was down in the dumps and I was like frustrated. I was angry. I thought, what could I have done to make this work? And I was fumbling around trying to do anything, like get my phone out and do the interview. But I don't think you can record on Zoom on your phone. I tried it and I didn't think you could. It was just a disaster. It sucked. It plain and simple sucked. There's no other way to put it. After this happened, I started thinking, okay, how do you overcome setbacks? Because I'm not the only one that has dealt with something like this. I mean, in this COVID world that we've been in for a year now, we've done technology stuff. I'm sure you've had this happen where the camera doesn't work or your audio doesn't work and just something goes haywire. We've all dealt with this, especially if you're an entrepreneur or just, it doesn't even matter. If you have kids, I'm sure you deal with this multiple times a day, every day where setbacks happen. I wanted to put together an episode where we could overcome these setbacks, giving you keys to overcome the setbacks. And I used this one, which really hurt me bad. I mean, I was not happy for a while. And I thought, okay, let's figure out how to overcome this quickly, because I don't want to just have my head down for the next week because technology didn't work for 7 minutes. So here are the 3 keys to overcoming setbacks. And I used all of these. This is exactly how I got over it quick, and it worked. So I feel like if it was a setback that hit me that hard and I got over it quickly, these must be really, really solid ideas. Plus I did some research as well. So here we go. Number 1 is learn from it. Learn from it. And what that means is just don't have similar mistakes. So what I need to do is reach out to Zoom, figure out where the error was. Was it on my end? Was it the computer? Was it Zoom? And then get it figured out. Because I'll tell you this, I'm not going to have somebody else on without being prepared with a backup plan, with a backup plan to the backup plan, because that's just not going to happen again. It was embarrassing. I felt bad. I'm sure he felt bad. Like, I just don't want that scenario anymore. So the way to do it is to learn from the mistakes. Let's figure out what went wrong and how we can adapt and change so it does not happen again. What can I change to ensure whatever the setback was does not happen again? And you know what? Sometimes maybe there is not anything you can change. Maybe it's just a freak accident that happened that's so random and you don't have any control over it. And that's okay too. And we'll get to these other 2 things that you can use to overcome setbacks if it is just completely random and you had absolutely nothing you could do about it. So number 1, learn from it. Number 2 is get back into the game. And what I mean is that just do something, and do something fun, and don't wait long to try to turn it around. I could have easily just blown the rest of the night just thinking about, why did this happen to me? I can't believe this. This stinks. Unbelievable. And I was very lucky, the timing on this. At 5 o'clock, so remember this debacle happened at 4:41 p.m. At 5 o'clock, I was hopping on, if you've ever played the house party game with family members, and we were going to just enjoy an hour on this house party. You can play different games on this app like Uno, and there's trivia games, and it's just a lot of fun, and you can see everybody's face. It's like a Zoom call on your phone, but you're playing games. That happened 19 minutes after this debacle happened. And I thought about just saying, I just don't feel like it. I'm down right now. I don't want to be a part of this. But I kid you not, doing something fun and being around family members just completely changed. It changed me. It changed me very quickly. We laughed constantly for the next hour. And as we played this game, I did not once think about that interview gone wrong. And it completely changed the whole vibe and my attitude. And the rest of the night went very well because I did something fun and didn't just sit around and pout for a long period of time, which I may have done if this house party wasn't already scheduled. And I'm so grateful that it was. So don't just sit around, get back into the game, do something, get yourself moving. And it's like, I equate a lot of things to working out because I love it so much. If you have a bad workout one day, or if I have a bad workout one day, the next workout better watch out because I'm coming, versus just saying, maybe I'm just getting old, man. Maybe this workout thing isn't for me. No, you had a bad day. I have a bad day. I would think at least 1 out of every 10 workouts is like you're just pushing to get yourself through it. And those end up, looking back, being my favorite ones because they're the toughest. You could easily stop. If you're scheduled to work out for 45 minutes and 13 minutes in, you're like just dragging, like, I don't think I can get through this. And you push through the next half an hour or 32 minutes, whatever. That is 10 times harder than pushing through when you feel good. You should pat yourself on the back for that if you're pushing through something like that. So, key takeaway, the second key to overcoming setbacks is to get back into the game. And number 3, and this may be the most important one, is to put it in perspective. Put it in perspective. I don't care what the setback is, think about it and put it in perspective. Meaning, was this the end of the world that the interview didn't happen? No. Would it have been awesome for you, the audience? I could not wait for everyone to hear this guy. Yes, it would have been very exciting. I had already visualized how well the interview was going to go. We were going to laugh. He was going to provide a lot of value. I'd ask great questions. And none of that happened. But is it the end of the world? Hell no. It's an interview, and you just got to keep pushing forward. I did a podcast episode about this, I think like a year ago, but I love to think about, will this matter 5 years from now? Whatever the setback is, whatever happens in life, will this matter 5 years from now? And if the answer is no, then you can't spend time worrying about it because it doesn't matter. So you move on. And I used that in this scenario right before we started playing House Party. I thought, okay, this interview that went wrong, am I going to remember it in 5 years? Hopefully not, because I'll get him back on the podcast and it'll just be a minor speed bump. And that's it. I probably won't even remember it in 5 years. So move on. That's the last key to overcoming setbacks. So little quick summary on the 3 keys of overcoming setbacks. 1, learn from it so you do not have a similar mistake in the future. Number 2, get back into the game. Do something fun. Do something you enjoy. Do something to take your mind off of what just happened. And number 3, put it in perspective. Will you remember whatever happened in 5 years? And if not, then don't waste time thinking about it for 5 minutes. Move on. I hope you got some good info out of this. Thanks for joining me. Another Living the Dream podcast episode in the books. Feel free to reach out to me via social media at Matthew.scoletti across pretty much every platform. Let me know what you think or suggestions for future podcasts. I always want to make this thing better. So wishing you a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.